Hey, bud. Hey, everybody. Dr. Dr. Josh Hasty here. And who we got over there? Is that Tony?
This is Dr. Anthony Pellegrino from Absolute Chiropractic in the People's Republic of New Jersey. Welcome back, Dr. Josh.
Thank you. Welcome back to you, man. And I see, like clockwork, you're making some coffee up there. So I'm going to get us started today. Man, I am just pumped up. It's Tuesday morning. I really do love bringing this stuff to you every single Tuesday. And one of the biggest things that I wanted to talk about is a question that we get. I don't know about you, but I get it at least once a day, sometimes more. And it's,
I said Italy. I was agreeing with you. Just go on. Continue.
It's, hey man, what are we going to do once all my correction's done? You know, we're talking about chiropractic. So once my chiropractic correction is finished, I'm just out of here, right?
Yeah. Or, I mean, it comes up in a couple different ways, right? There's once I'm done, like we're done, right? Like we're done. Or somebody had the other day I mentioned them. We had a couple visits left in our corrective phase of care. Congratulations. It's been, quite the adventure for you. Think about where we were, think about where we are now. And they're so excited with how well they're doing. They're like, so I don't have to stop coming, right? I can keep coming, right? I just want to be sure. Or because let's be real, we're in a huge season of growth. It's fall time. We have a lot of festivals and the like coming up. You guys have a lot of new patients coming in your office right now. I know you guys have been really busy, right? And so do we. And a lot of times, I'm done with the coffee. It's done now, by the way. So
good. That was even distracting to me.
When they first come into the office, a question that they have is, hey, you know what? This is exciting. I really want to do better. But it's almost like an objection. It's like, I heard that once I see a chiropractor, they might want to see me for the rest of my life. What do you think about that?
What do you think about that? I'm going to tell you exactly what I think about it. But first, I always just ask back, so are you going to just brush your teeth for the rest of your life, or when are you going to be done brushing your teeth?
Well, you guys do weird things in Georgia, so please tell me, what is the answer to that?
Not true. That's maybe South Georgia. No, listen, the reality is, and not trying to say that everybody's body is exactly the same, so obviously it's case dependent, but really, man, our goal is to have a lifelong relationship where we keep your body functioning optimally, not letting these burdens, these problems, the spine issues and the neurological changes happen again, so that you can actually live your life to the fullest, so that at your kid's wedding or your grandchild's wedding or all these family functions that you're going to have in 1 year or maybe 25 years, you're the best version of you. And really, we're very upfront with that. And I think that we get a lot of love back really because of that, because I don't know about you, but I was seeing chiropractic since I was 6 years old, and absolutely nobody put me or my family on a plan, and absolutely nobody ever said that you should keep this stuff up. What kind of mug was that? That nobody ever said that they should keep this stuff up for the health of it. There's a big difference past symptom relief into actual wellness and keeping the correction. So yeah, we want to see you for as long as we can possibly see you, until you move away or until you pass away or until some big event happens and you just can't make it anymore. But we're always going to welcome you back. And, we're not just going to keep you in an active phase. We want to be able to see you as little as possible to keep the results as high as possible for as long as possible. Yeah. And that's different for every single person.
I absolutely love that, Dr. Josh, because when we think about it, right, it's like, well, sometimes people are going to view that as like a bad thing, right? Like as a bad thing. Now, I know you've gotten like super into exercise, right? You answer your phone while you're running, which is crazy. For
you, I answer. Yeah.
Leave the phone at home, dude. But anyway, so like you've been really into exercise. Now, here's the thing. When you finally hit that place of like total vitality and six-pack of abs, what's the next thing you're going to do? Is it going to be, I'm going to have a pint of Ben & Jerry's every day for the next 7 weeks? Or is it going to be, hey, what do I have to do to maintain these results that I've gotten?
Very clearly, I'm going to maintain the results that I've gotten, because why in the world would you work so hard, spend so much time, energy, and money, sometimes even heartache, to achieve something just to abandon it once you've got it?
Overcoming all the adversity, people trying to tell you, hey, why are you doing this? It's so much easier to just come over and eat chocolate cake. Why are you going for a run, right? And a lot of the times, when people choose to do the hard thing, right? In every aspect of their life, right? When they choose to do the hard thing, when they choose to invest their time, energy, and money into bettering themselves, it's not always easy, right? And I think one of the hardest things that there is to overcome is the adversity that comes along with that. Because let's be real, like giving, I was going to say a bad word, what would be caring about,
I don't know where you're going.
Caring about yourself and your family, not just for today and not just for right now, but for years to come, is not popular. It is not the easy thing to do. It is not something that oftentimes people do, whether it's with your health, whether it's with finances, right? It's not often the easy thing to do, and there's going to be plenty of temptation and plenty of naysayers to say, hey, come back, join the status quo, right? Let our kids get sick, right? Let's go out and take, flipping 3-4 Z-Packs a year. Like that's the easy, and that's the normal thing to do. That's the normal thing to do.
Wait. No. Just because it's common doesn't make it normal.
Well, I mean, in our society, yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah. No, I'm totally with you because we live in a very reactive world. At least in America, we do. We wait for something to fall. We wait for something to break. In general, if it's not broken, don't fix it kind of motto. But really, how do you know how good you could be, how healthy you could be, how great you could feel when you're just living in your one body and you don't really know how great it could be? A lot of people have no idea how good they feel until after they're feeling great. That's one of the more common things that I hear about.
I hear you. There's like people finish and they're like, wait, this is what the last 15 years of my life was supposed to look like? Like really? This was, and it's not, honestly, and we've talked about this a bunch, right? It's not something that you and I do as the chiropractor. Honestly, what we do is we just get the nonsense out of the way so that the body can heal. But the crazy thing is what we see is, sorry, Verizon's calling.
Your phone's ringing, my phone's blowing up. We got patients trying to beat our door in to get adjusted, Tony, because of these live calls. This is incredible.
It's amazing. Where was I?
You were talking about how you would never stop taking care of your body just because you feel good.
Yeah, absolutely. We have somebody actually just finished up their second year of corrective care yesterday. Her second year of corrective care yesterday. She's in her 30s. And we're going through the paperwork and stuff like that. And she writes down that since coming here, this is the first time in her life, Dr. Josh, that she's had regular cycles in her 30s. First time in her life. And she's like literally looking at her app that she uses to track everything, because she used to be like once every 6 months, maybe irregularly, sometimes would have it, sometimes wouldn't. And it's like she's looking and she's like, literally, this is when I started chiropractic care, and this is what it's been, which is regular, which is crazy, right? And it's like, do you think first off, that was the way that she was supposed to function? Right? That's not the way that she's supposed to function with chiropractic. That's the way that she's designed to function without all the nonsense that we put into our life. Right?
Sure.
The physical, the chemical, the emotional stress.
Functions.
Right? If there were no such thing as physical, chemical, and emotional stress, chiropractic would not exist. Unfortunately,
wouldn't need it. Right? Unfortunately, physical, chemical, and emotional stress do exist, and that's the reason we're here. Right? And that's the exact way that she's designed to function. That's amazing. It was within her the entire time. Anytime anybody heals from headaches, from migraines, from whatever else they heal from, it's not anything that we do. It's what they have in them the entire time, Dr. Josh, which is amazing. But here's the thing. Now that she's doing so well, am I going to kick her to the curb? Or am I going to say, what do we have to do, Dr. Josh, to maintain and even to see? I mean, your problem was here 35 years before you ever stepped foot in my office. Maybe there's even some more life we can squeeze out of you. I'm not done with you yet. Man, you fire me up. I need to get up to New Jersey and get adjusted.
Woo! Oh my gosh, I'm fired up. I just did yoga next door. unbelievable today. We're on another level right now, Dr. Josh.
And that mug is the most distracting piece of thing I've ever seen.
Are you in love with this mug? Look at the profile. Dude.
That is really distracting.
Everything. I've got
I don't even know what to think about it.
Also, it's fantastic.
Yeah, and so, one of the most incredible things is, obviously I've got my opinion and Dr. Anthony's got his opinion, but all of what we're talking about is based on research and science anyways. Yeah. And so, what we're bringing to the table, and I know I can get the link posted up. I think I've discovered that works better after the call's over for whatever reason. I can't seem to do it while we're on, but I'll get that link posted to that research, and they confirm what we're talking about, that you end up spending, it's more time, you're in more pain, it takes longer to achieve the results again if you come in when it hurts and you leave when you feel good. You come in when it hurts and you leave when you feel good. And that model, we'll accept you. I'll love you every time you're here. I'll give you a pat on the back. But in reality, I know that you're spending more money and it's taking longer to do it this way. So we always recommend, let's keep a minimum maintenance plan going on for you.
Yeah, man. Awesome. How often, and this is the unfortunate thing, and this is the real thing that we don't really talk about, because I love chiropractors. I love chiropractic. I never want to talk bad about anything. But that model of the come in when I hurt, just because I'm extra fired up today because this coffee and my Santa mug is on point, I'm going to be a little extra real today. And that model just doesn't work. It just doesn't. Long term, it doesn't. How often, Dr. Josh, do you have somebody who's fired up to come into your office? I'm like getting on one knee here.
Man, you are attacking the camera.
Oh my gosh. How often do you have somebody come into your office? No, this is for real, right? And say, I love chiropractic, Dr. Josh. I love chiropractic. I've been under chiropractic care for the last 30 years, Dr. Josh, for 30 years. I love chiropractic. My guy just retired. I love the young guys like yourself. I want to see the new techniques and technologies. And then look at their x-rays, Dr. Josh, and it's like, dude, you have phase 3 of degeneration here right now. What have you been doing for the last 30 years? You have arthritis riddled throughout your spine. Like, this thing looks like it belongs in a museum. What's going on? And then it turns out the last 30 years was, I went, when I hurt, I got a couple of visits, boom, changed my life, didn't have to do drugs and surgery, awesome. And then I stopped. And I came back 6 months, a year, 2 years later, right, when it hurt again. And I got a couple of visits, and maybe this time I got better quicker. Maybe this time it took a little bit longer. Maybe I wasn't 100% better, but my benefits ran out.
So then let's talk about where that problem comes from, because I know who's in charge of that problem.
Are we going to go deep here, Dr. Josh?
Well, that would be the chiropractor.
Words here?
That would be the chiropractor. That chiropractor that didn't recommend or didn't talk about a plan, or maybe didn't insist on proper results, require proper plans. Chiropractors, man, you got to talk to your patients.
Yeah.
You got to tell them what's good for them, not what they want. What they want's important. I listen to everybody that comes in the door, but if it's not the best thing for them, I'm going to tell them, listen, I know what you've been doing is what you are used to, and all of that has gotten you to this point. Look at your x-rays, whatever they look like, or whatever diagnostics we had to do. Then if it's just not going to be the best thing for them, they're going to get different recommendations. And that's what we do. And that's how come we have so many people come through and get better, and they just it's like a machine. It's awesome.
Dude, how much easier would it be to sit back and say, yeah, come whenever you want.
Easier.
Pay a $10 copay. Let me run a bunch of bills and services.
Easier. No way. Have 100% people in my office every day complaining that their back's hurting them.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well,
that would be.
I don't know why I'd be able to do
gosh.
That. But once again, just like making these positive decisions, just like choosing to eat broccoli versus ice cream isn't the popular thing to do, right? Like standing up here and saying, yeah, I want to develop a relationship with you, your children, and then your grandchildren who don't exist yet to make sure that you're going to grow and develop at 100% of your best. That's not necessarily the easiest thing to do either, because some people aren't ready. They're just not ready. And they're like, well, the guy down the street said I could just come and, pay my $5 copay and I would just be good. And it's like, well, I got to be real with you. I don't think that's in your best interest. And that's not always the easiest thing to do either.
Well, and I think I'm only going to brush my teeth when I have a cavity.
Good job on brushing the teeth, though. This is your year of health. I'm glad you started doing that. Those things are
No,
white.
I've been cavity free for a long time.
Cavity free for a long time.
Long
I've
time.
never had a cavity.
You've never had a cavity?
Never.
It's all that fluoride up in Jersey, man.
Or it's my parents cared about my tooth health. They cared about my tooth health. They even took me to a chiropractor when I was like 11, and my back hurt. And when it didn't hurt any longer, guess what, Dr. Josh?
Yeah.
We stopped.
Stop going.
And years later, I developed significant health issues where I had malabsorption. I was eating 6,000 to 8,000 calories a day to weigh 105 pounds because my digestive system wasn't functioning right, because the nerves from the lower back do feed into the digestive organs. And all I had was an expensive Advil, an expensive natural Advil, Dr. Josh, because I got a couple of visits till I felt better. And nobody said, hey, we need to correct the structure of the spine here. We didn't take x-rays. We didn't know what was going on. Nobody said we need to correct the structure of the spine and maintain that correction to allow this child to grow and develop into being 100% of their optimal potential. So it wasn't until I was in my mid-20s that I actually went through a corrective phase of care. And I wasted 15 years of my life living in pain every single day and being sick, Dr. Josh. That's the reason we're here.
You mean to tell me that you had a chiropractic adjustment and that chiropractor didn't have x-rays to see what your spine looked like?
Absurd to me. It's absurd.
That would be like going to a blind dentist.
Dentists take x-rays, right?
No, well, they can see in your mouth. They've got eyeballs. They can see in your mouth. You can't see into the spine. Give me a break. I'm going to lay my hands on this here spine and tell you exactly where it is. That doesn't know.
I love you so much.
Absurd. Well, you know what? Man, I'm fired up. This has been one of the more on point. That mug is distracting as can be. Get it out of the camera.
Do you want one? I found it in my wife's father's house when we were like cleaning stuff up. I found it in there, and I was
That
like,
would be your father-in-law.
I absolutely. Oh yeah, well that too. My father-in-law. Absolutely need this mug. 100%. There's a bear one too that I'm in love with, but it's dirty.
I'm going to have to step up my game. I just have this plastic thing that I'm drinking out of from Starbucks.
Here's the cool thing, man. It still has the UPC on the bottom. This thing was like $2. The greatest $2 that man.
Overpaid. $2.
Look.
All right. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that we were clear about this.
Let's be clear, Dr. Josh.
I'm going to wrap up what we're talking about so that everybody understands where we stand. For one, everybody's body is different. So with that being said, who the heck knows? We always got to make sure that the person in front of us gets the best of us. That's point number one. But point number two is, listen, once you have something that you want, whether it's a physical condition, like you've reached peak physical health in your body fat or your mile time that you run is wherever you want it to be, you don't just stop. You don't just ignore it. You don't just throw it away and start eating like garbage again. You maintain it. And so with chiropractic, that's the same thing. We talk about, hey, this is how many visits it's going to take to be to stop it from getting worse. This is then how many visits it's going to take to stabilize you so that you can start to heal and feel better. And then this is how many visits it's also going to take so that we can regenerate as much as we can possibly regenerate and actually keep this from happening to you again just when we slow down. And anybody that doesn't have that kind of conversation with you clearly is just not really in the business of educating on how we get out of this situation, most likely treating it like an expensive aspirin.
I love it. So 3 questions for you, Dr. Josh, to wrap up. Number 1, if I am a new practice member, a new patient in a chiropractic office, I just came, I'm getting ready to get my first adjustment. Do I have to see a chiropractor for the rest of my life?
You don't have to do anything for the rest of your life. You don't even have to pay taxes. And watch what's going to happen to you if you decide not to pay taxes.
All right. Number 2, I'm a relatively new patient in the middle of my corrective phase of care, and I am at the place where my symptoms are greatly improving there, Dr. Josh, greatly improving. I'm moving in the right direction, and I'm like, man, this is awesome. Like, I'm kind of at the point, like, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. Do I have to keep coming?
Yeah, you need to keep coming. Exact scenario came up yesterday. We did a reassessment for a lady. She's in a phase of care where it's still multiple times a week. She's starting to feel awesome. I mean, her family's here. They all started at different times, but the mom, and she was like, hey, because I'm doing so much better, trying to take my words and give them back to me, because I'm doing so much better and I'm really hitting these goals. Can't I slow down now? And I was like, no, we should keep the pace. We should keep how we've lined it up. Obviously, I understand there's traffic and work. If we have to shuffle things around, let's be real here. But to keep the best results, yeah, let's stick to the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing stops this train. And number 3, Dr. Josh, which happens almost every time, 99% of the time. I am a practice member in your office, Dr. Josh, and I am finishing my initial corrective phase of care. Dr. Josh, congratulations, high fives all around.
Yes.
Do I, let's notice the difference, do I get to keep coming for the rest of my life, Dr. Josh?
Yeah, you get to keep coming. Obviously, what we're going to do is we're going to sit down with you and find out what your next set of goals are. I always ask people, and sometimes it's just more in jest than anything, but I'm like, are you going to be starting CrossFit? Are you going to become a marathon runner? What are we doing at this point as we're moving into this conversation? I need to know what your goals are so that we're prepared for our recommendations. And, I tell them, I want you to come to the table with recommendations, because I'm going to come with my set of recommendations. And if they're not the exact same, we're going to do our best to fit right in the middle. But obviously we need to have some sort of a plan. So, I want you to be healthy for as long as possible, occurring as little of a charge as possible, eliminating as many of the risk factors as possible. And so you get to keep coming forever. I want to grow gray with all my practice members.
Oh my gosh. Well, you've already started growing gray, Dr. Josh.
This is true.
For you.
I do it for you. I mean, everybody that's watching, by the way, I got gray hairs for y'all.
Yeah, that's it. I'm incredibly youthful. So that's it. I tell everybody, chiropractic care, actually there is research on how it increases telomere length, which is the equivalent of decreasing aging. So everybody, I've been in chiropractic care for so long, I'm actually 67 years old. This is what happens if you were under chiropractic care as long as I am. This is what you'll look like, guaranteed 100%.
Well, you're a good-looking 67-year-old.
You bet.
Preserved.
Lady. She's lucky. Luck has nothing to do with it, Dr. Josh. And with that, you got anything else?
No, I love you guys. I love you, Anthony, and I am fired up. I've got a pile of paperwork that I'm going to get ready for the rest of the day, and just crush it. I hope that you get everybody started today. I know that you've got a big book of business for some new people, and
big doctor's report tonight. We've got a big doctor's report tonight. I'm going to go back now, though, kind of recharge a little bit. Tuesdays is my day to recharge. We caught up on most of the paperwork yesterday, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop back. I'm going to make some French press coffee. I'm going to enjoy it with my dog, with my wife, and then come back here at 1 for our team meeting and team training.
Well, you are doing better than me. I got to catch up from yesterday. So I appreciate all you people. And if you need anything, if you have any questions, comment below, PM us, whatever it is. We're just here to help. See you next Tuesday, everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.